2024 has been for Oxford United, one that fans will probably never forget. We're sitting here and now reviewing the last 12 months in the form of some awards with Connor. Thank you very much for joining us. It's nearly over, but before the chimes start, let's look back at what's been an incredible 12 months for Oxford United. Connor, it's fair to say, even as a young fan, this is probably going to go down as one of your favourite years in football, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's the best year of football that I've had ever since I've been supporting football, both club-wise and nation-wise. Don't get me wrong, at the start it was very, very bumpy and it looked like it was going to be a pretty miserable year, but we pulled the cat out of the bag in the end.
Absolutely, absolutely. Let's jump straight into it then. We're looking for the best goal that Oxford United have scored in 2024. Now, while Connor's thinking about that, please drop your nominations into the comments below. We'll give some of these a shout out in our next video when we'll preview the FA Cup in a week's time. But Connor, what's been the one that's hit the back of the net and you've just looked at the people around you and gone, wow?
Easy one for me, Mark Harris versus Blackburn. Third week into the championship season. I think that's one time I put my hands on my head and turned to my old man and something along the lines of, what on earth has just happened?
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah. Shame it wasn't a match-winning goal, wasn't it, as well? Yeah. Brilliant. Okay, player of the year next then. So who's been the most consistent throughout the 12 months for you?
For me, it's going to have to be Cameron Brannigan. Last season in League One, getting 20 goal contributions, either scoring or assists. Generally speaking, he's always been Mr. Consistent. He's in the League One. He was supposedly a championship player in the League One level, but now that's a completely different conversation. But you'll always know that he's given 110% effort and he loves the club with all of his heart. He now considers himself an Oxonian, which is nice, coming down from Manchester, and he's spoken on how hard it was for him in the first 12 months to come down, and he's really been an ambassador for the club. And whenever is the time that he leaves, he'll definitely have something not in remembrance, because that sounds like he's no longer with us, but something dedicated to him in the club.
Yeah, what a colossal player, both in the club and the community as well, isn't he? Brilliant, great shout. Finally then, this is the daftest question I've ever asked you, but your standout moment of 2024, that 1 minute or 10 seconds that will just stay with you forever. Let's hear it.
So I've got two. One,
all right.
If I can, sorry, just quickly. One of the more mental ones was when we were in the Green Man before the playoff final, and I bumped into the Charlton owner, Charlie Methvin, and his partner, Stuart Donald, and was there for about 45 minutes having a pint with him, which was quite surreal. A lot would say probably go with the playoff final when Josh Murphy scored a second, but I'm going to go slightly different and say the full-time whistle at Peterborough. In the playoff second leg. It was the most amazing away end I've ever been in for such a small capacity, and I just hugging every stranger around me was an unbelievable experience, because we got absolutely battered in that second half and we managed to come through it, and it was Oxfordshire was just all together, and every single boy in yellow that came on gave it absolutely everything.
Brilliant. Wonderful, wonderful memories the team have given every Oxford fan this season. Thank you for sharing that, and thank you for putting yours in the comments below. If there's any other away games last year or even this year that you particularly stuck with you for any reason, let us know. Any shout outs you want to do, Connor, to people you want to thank, or people we should remember for their contributions in 2024?
Yeah, so if you've been following the club, or people close to the club will know that this year, as well as many highs, we've had many, many lows as well. So we lost Jack Badger, who was a big individual, not only in the fan base, but also in the community as well, playing for Aberdeen United, I think it was. And he was a very, very talented lad. I didn't have the pleasure of knowing him, unfortunately, but there were a lot of stories that went around about him and how good of a player he was, and how, even more importantly, how good of a man he was. I think this season you also need to give a shout out now that he's gone to Des, because I think that he gave us a connection back to the club at a time when people were feeling pretty disconnected after Liam Manning left, and how much of a debacle it was. And at times when it looked like that he was about to be given the boot, and how he managed to pull that back and bring everybody together in a matter of weeks when it got really, really low. And also, he's not been a great signing, but the work that Will Vokes has done off the pitch for mental health as well has been absolutely spectacular. So he's got to get kudos there.
Absolutely, yeah. And Oxford United have done so much to raise awareness of mental health. Even in the season, they've gone in. We've watched the video, of course. If you haven't seen it, go and watch it on social media channels as well, that they've put out this Christmas, being Christmas not being a time, or Christmas being a time for lonely people as well. Credit to the club. Such a well-run, organised group. Hopefully, the issues in the boardroom can now settle, and we can all now look forward to some Gary Rowett championship-saving football. It's not going to be pretty, but hopefully it's going to be full of points. Looking forward to that in 2025. Thank you again for joining us on this journey as we preview and review every single Oxford game. Thank you to Connor and Luke and Sam and Blake and all the team, and Robin, all the team that have done it over the course of the last 4 months with us. It feels a long time ago, that Norwich game, and I'm not even an Oxford fan. But thank you very much for joining us. We really enjoy making the content with you. Have a cracking New Year's Eve. We'll see you in 2025 for some FA Cup action.